Alright, I think I did things out of order there. You probably heard me crinkling a pack of, jerky. But we're back. Welcome back. Thank you for the break time. Dogs have been fed. I have snacked. I've got some more snacks by me here. Hey there, Tyler. Welcome. And the Glitchy Potato. What's up, Glitchy Potato? Thank you. Thank you, Steven. Simbika. Yeah. So, we're in Edie's room, huh? Edie and Odin's room. Looking at the cages from all the animals they had kept. Birds and lizards and snakes and owls. Just chilling, yeah. Yeah, this is my first time playing Edith Finch, and it's wonderfully immersive, and I have no idea what to make of it or say about it yet. Home videos. Edith, lake trip. Sam, photo award. Medal ceremony. Hey, middle-aged stream. Jimmy, thank you. Thank you for the host. Welcome, man, if you're out there. My friend Bigfoot. That was, we saw some production stills from that. Yeah! Hey, Jimmy, what's up? Thank you for the host. How are you doing today? Random junk. Mole Man? Mole Man beneath the Finch house. Look, it's a tabloid. And something about a mole man beneath the Finch house.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Huh.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a
Edith Jr.
long time.
That's what it said. Edie. Orca's Island Gazette. Edie won't go. 72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
It's a real head spinner, man. How, you said how you like it so far. I like it. I like it. I don't know what to make of it, but I like it. I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I will refrain from telling you some of the odd things that have already happened. I'll let you discover those. But my brain is spinning. It's quiet. It's slow. It's mysterious. Man, there's a lot of books and some binders. Molly Concepts. Mural sketches, Barbara, concepts. Yeah, I think you should check it out. I have a feeling I'm going to spend... We've got a 6-hour stream today, and I figured, this game is listed as being about 2 to 3 hours long. But I think I'm tiptoeing through it, so maybe it'll take most of the stream after all. Built 1937, Sven Finch. Jazz.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That's what's out in the pond. Dragon kills Finch. Tragedy strikes at Finch Family Pond. Celebration turns to mourning. PC, playing on PC, and did you see the pic about her gloves? I will look for it. I did not. I will look for it. Yeah, Manny said that it doesn't, the frame rate doesn't hold up on PlayStation, which is surprising for a game that is not fast-paced. think they could have ironed out any hiccups in frame rate. See the pic about her gloves. I will try to find it. No, I did not see it. Oh, maybe we did. Yeah, if you were talking about this one, we kind of did. She made a comment that, was it Edie? Her namesake stitched her a new pair of gloves. Was it every year? We've seen, if you see Edith reach out for anything, you'll notice she's wearing some sort of knitted arm covering that goes all the way up into a fingerless glove.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Yeah, I can't tell you. It's just the original PS4s and the Slims. Does the Pro have the same issue? It sounds like an optimization issue. Doesn't really feel like the game's putting such a load on the system. That's pretty neat. So the painting on the wall is actually, the wall has been painted. It look like there's a painting on the wall and the birds are escaping from it. That's very neat. Norwegian folktale. So the family was from Norway, and they tried to bring their house with them. And we saw what happened to that. Sven. A bird wearing a hard hat. Oh, and another bird. Oh, Sven wearing the hard hat. Maybe, and Edie wearing a sun hat. Game already reminds you of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Another one I've not played. Little pill bottle. I had to get one of those. I think I got it before the surgery. It wasn't just after. I was on so many meds for a little while that I needed one of those to keep track of everything. A bigger one. Atom Bomb, you played on PS4. It seemed fine. Good. I hope it is. I don't know. Manny said it had trouble maintaining 30 frames per second. But maybe it was only occasional. Or maybe not at all for some people. After Rapture, you had to read a wiki. That game is pretty weird. This seems like it could use some follow-up. Kind of like watching Twin Peaks lately. After you watch Twin Peaks, you can spend hours reading about what people thought of it. Deepest sympathy. Sympathy card. You see the fingerless knitted gloves? She reached out for the handle. Oh, that's a lot of pink. Pink shag carpet. Ew, in the bathroom. I bet that got nasty. Oh, man. That does not seem to be a mirror. I doubt they would have forgotten to include the mirrored surface. This seems to be blank. Unless it's just somehow not dirty, but I don't know. More pills.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Yuck. Fogged up.
It was a pretty big trace.
But it wouldn't be fogged after all these years. But yeah, you know how the mirror kind of fogs permanently, can become... That's why I didn't want to say dirty. I think, yeah, more of that perma fog that sets in. Yeah, this is in Washington. This is in Washington State. Although the family's from Norway. In fact, again, don't, you know, the more you stay, the more you might catch little spoilers there, Jimmy, but that's, yeah, that's something. We have the key that led us into another one of these locked books. Got into 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The book is titled There's a Secret in This Bathroom by Sven and Edith Finch. There you can see the fingerless gloves again. Get a good look at them there.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
It's a pop-up book. This is a very creative family. Oh, look.
It's in the last place you would look.
Under the sink.
It isn't in the cupboard.
Oh.
It's hidden in this book.
Oh! More hidden room. She crawls right through. Think someone had a little photo studio
Sven
set
gave
up.
Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Larger. Dishes for developer and fixer. At this point, Danglebutt, I'm like, call for backup. Yeah, I get the feeling Edith's alone in the family now. Doesn't seem like she has anyone. She hasn't mentioned anyone. Calvin Finch. Strong scoped. Yeah, someone was a photographer. But what a place to set up a darkroom. You think it's gonna go from 0 to Resident Evil 7 real fast? I don't know about fast. I don't know about anything being fast in this game. Although when we went on our little animalistic adventure, that all happened pretty quickly, suddenly. Murder probe. Clues exhausted. Couple turns land into a native haven. Mitten written above the drawing of the swing. There's a tree swing outside, or was. Couple turns land into a native haven. A crushed beer can, wine bottles. Any of the rooms in this house are sealed off. Not just sealed off, but really sealed off. Barred with handcrafted wooden and metal bars, sealed with foam around the edges. Wonder if this room we're going into is one of the ones that is barred from the outside. Barred and locked. Port Calvin. Glance about before we dig in. Whoa, hey, watch out, Edith. Watch out. Crawling back yet. More photography. Slides. Ashtray. Cigarettes. Doesn't quite seem like a child's room. Enlist. Join the fight. SLR photo, single lens reflex. The death of traditional photography? Question mark. And lots of slides. We used to have slideshows in our family. Old 35mm slides. Carousel projector. I have memories of my father pulling the pulling everything out of the closet and setting it up. Odin Finch National Park. He had a national park named after him. Like brothers, possibly twins. So Odin and Ingeborg. Edith was their daughter, we learned. They had a son named Johann. And Johann's not on the tree. They had a daughter named Edith. Who the picture is of. The grave is of Calvin. Go back to the tree again. Manny, welcome back, Manny. Bored of watching progress bars. Well, we're glad to have you back. Look at the hat on the antlers. So, Calvin and Sam, 1950. There we go. That must be a picture of Calvin and Sam. Calvin only lived to 11. Sam lived longer. That must be a picture of Calvin and Sam. Calvin who died. Stephen, Sam, and Calvin, twins, both beds had Fort Calvin and Sam. Fort Calvin? Ah, yes. Fort Sam. I saw Fort Calvin on the way in. I hadn't noticed Fort Sam. Marine Corps. Certificate of acceptance? Or what does that say? Certificate of... Anyone served with the Marines? Does that look like a familiar document? Fort Calvin was roped off, I suppose, after Calvin died. I want to see inside the command center. Well, maybe we can. To the command center, yeah.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Grandpa Sam. Grandpa Sam. So, Edith. Mother was Dawn. Grandpa Sam. So... Grandpa Sam. That means Sam had Dawn when he was 18 years old. Young father. Dawn was born 1968. Sand Strider. I hallude. Certificate of Appreciation? Does that, look like two P's? I don't know what the... I can't read the second word. But it doesn't look like two P's. It doesn't make sense, but it almost looks like sleep something. S-L... Captured. Secret Lives of War Photographers. Appreciation was common. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not meant to look... Maybe the letters are not meant to be distinct enough to be readable. Certificate of... Would it be acceptance, though?
And that he never talked about him.
September 1961. Those must have been heady days to be a curious kid interested in space and science and explore the universe. Back when it seemed like we were really about to.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin, memorialized, even up in his command center, painting on a slice from a tree, just as Edie was doing for Lewis. Lewis, who died 10 days before they left the house, so we don't know more.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Cool, look at that. I can control the legs in the
My
swing.
brother said he'd die before he ate another
Each
mushroom.
leg.
And he did.
He'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. I kick my legs out and
At
swing.
Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Oh, this
I
is
think
neat.
Calvin always wanted to fly.
Asket, that must have been something.
Dinner's ready. Coming.
I want to keep swinging. Higher. Higher.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Wow, he's getting pretty high.
Ben, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the
Yes,
wind
you
hadn't
will,
picked up,
Mom. What?
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Whoa! Oh my God! Ouch!
He fly. And he did.
Whoa! Whoa!
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Whoa! I think I would have liked to have been a part of that.
After the funeral,
Ascat.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Old school pogo stick. He got to fly, yeah. All these secrets and books in this house. Okay. Wow. Further down the rabbit hole.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Trying to see what room looks in on. Do we recognize that? Extension cord running up the stairs. Maybe to an attic? I don't think so, Rex. Not that I know of. The wine cabinet, behind the wine cabinet, was a crawl space. Orange tabby. Is that the room with the commander thingy? No, it's outside of that room, it looks like. Before I grab that handle, I want to see what else is down here. Milton. Barbara. Bigfoot. One's bra, maybe.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So you can see the foam around the edges of Barbara's door. Many of the rooms in this house are barred from the outside with wood and steel and sealed with foam. Seattle Ballet Company presents Swan Lake. Belltown Theater. Old classical guitar. Lights on tracks on the ceiling. Barbara. We saw a young Barbara. She did not live long. Barbara lived 16 years, but we saw Barbara sitting in what looked like a director's chair. A production still from the set of a movie, My Friend Bigfoot. She was starring, introducing Barbara Finch, also starring Bill Bunton as Bigfoot. There are even dolls made of Barbara Finch. Awards won. The Bigfoot mask.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Adult starlets. Lots of playbills. Are those playbills? Or is that something else? Looks like a playbill. Kind of. Barbara. You work at Penelope's Diner? Old record player. Skydun Hi-Fi. It's her record player. Anyone have an old record player like that? With the speakers built in and typewriter. Oh wow. A very old cake or cookie. Old rotary phone, cigarettes, ashtray. Barb Street. There's a, stealing street signs, I guess, is a time-honored tradition. Not encouraging it, but there's a high street here in Fort Collins. And after years of watching the sign get replaced and then get stolen and disappear and replaced and get stolen and disappear, the family stopped putting up street signs that said High Street, and they just painted big letters in the middle of the street that said High Street. You had a phono like that? Has cat, much like that, all in one suitcase type. It wasn't really like that, but I did have a very curious suitcase-like player. It had a little phono in it and a cassette deck, and had a weird two-pronged. It had a microphone you could plug in. The connector was 2 prongs, and see, I don't know what year it was made, but as a child in the 80s, I assume it was from the 70s, maybe older. But it was like a black suitcase, but it had both a record player and a cassette player, and would record. I remember recording stuff as a kid. It certainly was not bought new when I was a kid. Whatever it was something of an antique at the time. Dreadful Stories, guest
Of all the
starring
stories people wrote
Barbara
about Barbara's
Finch.
death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
We're gonna get sucked into this?
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
BeastieCon.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
We saw the
20
music
minutes
box.
later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Up until this point, it's been going all on its own. I have not been turning the pages or advancing the dialogue. We saw this music box downstairs, and we turned it until it popped open. We did not keep turning.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
The music. This is really cool. Ah, this is so creative. Look at this. We're sort of in the comic now. Oh, that music is great.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Blood on the floor and blood on the door across the room. All right. My trusty crutch at the ready. Scratch! 8-ball went in the corner pocket.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
"10 years ago tonight." Oh, there's the saw. Sent Sven to the hospital. Leaving Barbara to take care of her little brother.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I hope he's not. It's irresistible, okay? Give me a crutch and I shall swing. Trick or treat. Hold the eyes by the door. Skate fell down the stairs. The other skate. Walter?
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh
Barb
no!
returned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he really was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
There's an open something. Into the crawl space.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
It's Molly's room, yeah. She crawled through into Molly's room.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
He slipped on the skate.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Cool chair. Oh, he's gone.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ah.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
I love the Crypt Keeper style storytelling there.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Barbara killed by monsters. Calvin went flying off. Molly turned into animals of her imagination, possibly starved. Odin, who sank with the old house. This is wild. That one was good. We're going back in the box. Door is sealed.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
No kidding. Good one. I don't know. You say Kemi isn't streaming today, Jay. Alas, I do not know. She doesn't stream on a fixed schedule, though, does she? Really can't say. Good one. So far, RZD, that seems to be a part of it. Telling how every family member died. It does seem so. As she investigates the house, she learns more about her family than she ever knew before. Been a while since we saw one of these, but these are the bars that are placed across many of the doors in the house, though not necessarily placed when they died. For example, Molly died in 1947, but we were told that it was Dawn, Edith's mother Dawn, who barred her room. Well, that would have been in the 70s or 80s or even later. Yet Molly died in the 40s, so these were not... These rooms were not barred at the time of the person's death, but later, for whatever reason. Yeah. Oh, good one. I mean, maybe not a plan. I don't know what she's got planned, but everybody needs a break now and then. She's done a lot of long streams lately. Kemi has, so...
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Odin built the original house and died with it. Odin, who tried to bring the original house over by boat. 40-foot waves swamped the house, and Odin swallowed by the waves.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
She was a star.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
All the things they didn't do on the night they left. She took the time to lock some doors. Yeah, Manny, that was pretty crazy. Barbara in the comic. Sorry you missed it, but it sounds like you already know it well enough. Well, the wildest moment for me so far was Calvin on the swing. The wildest single moment. I don't know if that's true. Actually, Molly and her animalistic journey and Calvin on the swing. Those were wild.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
We'll go downstairs and check out the music box again. So we were in here before. This was Walter's room. Not as much light getting through right now. But you can see, barely see, the old house at the bottom of the sea. What happened with Calvin? I'm going to click over to the break screen for a reason. If you look at the feet in the middle of that break screen, Calvin was... Calvin and his brother Sam, right? Sam was the photographer. Calvin was the one on the swing, and he wanted to fly. A big fan of space. He swung higher and higher, higher, till he swung in a loop and actually went flying off over the cliff towards the water below. So Barbara died? Well, we think so. Everybody dies. And yes, Barbara died back in 1960. Taken by monsters. But Calvin, that was... I mean, that one, that in the moment blew my mind. Sam. Is that Calvin with his swing? Yeah, blonde like that. That, Rain, that's the blonde that I was as a kid, but curly. So the music box, which is right here, by the door to the basement. Manny, or anyone else who's played through this before, how are we doing on progress? Are we halfway, more, less than halfway? This time we're gonna over crank it. Keep cranking it until the key comes out. It is. That's a good place to hide a key. About halfway, Adam Bomb. Thank you. Perfect. Just look at the family tree. You're going to fill it up completely. Yeah, that's really good. What I think that means also is that we get a full stream out of this one, or very close to it. And we won't be starting Little Nightmares today. We'll start it tomorrow. That's better. That's better. I didn't really want to split today into 2 games, but yeah, we don't have pictures on here for Edie, Sam, Walter, Gregory, Gus, Don, Lewis, or Milton. But we're gonna fill in the tree, as we learn about the fates of each member of the family. Old fuse box, maybe. Too spoopy for me. Very spooky. It passed.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Looks like a wooden model of the dragon slide. That's a very small canoe.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
The fridge has a hidden door. That sounds like a generator. There's no way a generator could be running down here. No one's been here for years. There must be a generator because there's power, there's light. Who
I
started
remember
the
asking
generator?
Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he
Deeper.
got as far away as he could.
And deeper. Fallout shelter? Cereal? Pea soup? Turns on when you open the door. Oh, okay. So maybe usually have to prime or pull to get an old generator going. But we'll roll with that. We opened the door and it kicked on the generator.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Jiggly Farms. Concord grape jelly. Peanut butter. Water, propane, pea soup, cereal. Tasty beans with real bacon. Sweetie crisps. Yeah, Manny. I mean, I wouldn't dream of rushing through it intentionally, but the game lends itself very well to going slowly. I guess I can imagine people running through it, just waiting for the next thing to click on, but
I think it's that none of
you
us
would
has
lose
gotten
out
very
then.
far.
Toothbrush, razor, lots of shaving cream. And at least one bed. If that's a bed. Is that a little bunk bed? With the model train set being worked on down here. Walter come to live down here? Brazil, Russia, Thailand, India, France, China, Italy, Mexico. Sorry, yes, Mexico, Italy, colors, Spain. Walter, that he's immortalized with a can opener. 52 to 2005. He lived a lot longer than many in the family. Dates crossed off a calendar. It's like he might have lived down here.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive the week.
Man, he came down here in 1968.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Routine.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Just slurped all that syrup, heavy syrup from a
If you
can of
wait long
peaches.
enough, you get used to anything.
January 1976, and another can of peaches.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
The music changed, 70s.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Millions of peaches, peaches for free. 2005.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Easter, I don't know.
Maybe it got
the monster?
tired of waiting.
The
Or
monster
maybe I just
outside
got
the door.
tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Before we leave, let's look around. Look at the crutch. Barbara's boyfriend's crutch. Hey, Night Mage. Entropic, hi everyone, how are you? Good. How about you? It's been a while. Do you know Edith Finch? This is really something. Walter's been down here a long time. He won't cross the stool. We have only one way to go. All he ate was peaches. Why did he have a spice rack? I mean, there was other food in here, but we've only seen him eat peaches. Stephen, the strange thing you notice too is that all these people have a little shrine to them. A little sewn cloth with the dates where they died, and in Edie's room showed a sewing machine, which means she sewed them all and also placed them and maybe made the shrines. Yes, and I think we were even told as much. For example, in the 10 days, you see that Lewis died in 2010, the same year that Edie died. And we know that they left the house. We don't know exactly why, but we know they left suddenly. And then it was said that Lewis died about 10 days before they left. And yet, in Edie's room, she was already working on immortalizing Lewis. She had already started to paint him onto a piece of wood. So you're absolutely right. Edie was the one, probably, maybe Edie wasn't the only one, but Edie was certainly making things to immortalize those who had died. He was also the one who sealed many of the rooms, though it looks like Sven might have been the one who made some of the bars with which he sealed the rooms. Or no, I'm sorry, Dawn sealed at least some of the rooms. We don't know that Edie sealed the rooms. Maybe she did, but Dawn sealed the rooms. And Sven may have made the hardware to bar the rooms. Oh, it goes down further. Well, I thought we were just going to be coming out under a trailer or... Now we're down into the earth. She already made the cloth for Lewis also. Was that up there too? By the sewing machine? Could it be possible she killed everyone? Well, I don't know which she you mean. Edie? Maybe. She lived long enough. Edie is the most long-lived of the family, and she was around up until they left the house in 2010. I suppose that's possible. Those from a model kit? Those like little plastic pieces from a model kit? Evil Unleashed. 101 survival techniques. I stopped scrutinizing the books because there are a lot of repeat titles. But you know what? Different areas of the house do have some different books. First, we saw lots of the same cookbooks. There were some family books. And some books about raising kids, homeschooling. Down here, we've got The Finch Curse, Echoes from Afar, Ancient Cults, Surviving Death, Isolation Syndrome, Cracking the Curse, Exorcism, Psychic Self-Protection, The Dark Defense, Warding Away Spirits. Craning my neck like that. Good night, Mage. Wishing a little bit that the summer holidays were happening again. After having such a fun time with your best friend, stay over and then crashing back to college work. You're doing well, though. Hope you had your operation. You are too. Yes, I had my operation in March. You probably can't see it. Here, see, can you guys see the scar anymore? Right here. Does that show up on the camera? They went in through there and did their stuff, and I can use my arms. Roar! Actually, all my muscles are pretty atrophied. I'm just starting up PT these past couple weeks, but yeah, I'm healing well. Thank you for asking. Well, maybe you'll have some fun yet this summer.
I know it's out there somewhere.
I know it's out there. I think he's referring to the monster. Whatever shook his little abode is to be what he's referring to as the monster. I know it's out there.
Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
Well, sure seemed like Calvin got himself killed. I see the sledge, but before I pick up the sledge or do whatever with it, I want to look. What's this here? Is this his trash pile? Oh man, where he put his trash for 30 years.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Well, if you've been away for 30 years, I don't know if you're ready for anything the world has to offer.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh! God.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Unlike Walter. Unlike Jay. I did not see that coming. Well, maybe a brief moment before it happened. That was well done. That was well done.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Here goes my fear of trains, right? Model trains. And that's the shaking. So, this is built next to train tracks, huh? This train is bound for glory. The monster that shook was the train passing through. Yeah, that was my thought. Unfinished thought there. What happened? I forgot and missed it. Walter decided to leave. He'd been fearing the monster outside that shook his place. But it seemed that where he lived was built adjacent to train tracks, and he went further into the sub-basement, and he took a sledgehammer and broke the brick wall to escape his self-imposed prison. And he walked out onto some train tracks, thinking how good it would be to enjoy, whether he had a year or a month or a day left. He just wanted to see the sun, feel the sun on his face. Boom! Train! And he was killed by the monster after all. Since he lived underground, he had to pretend there was a world, bright and alive, just outside his window. Well, Rain, we don't know. We don't know yet. Monsters? I mean, he thought the monster killed Barbara and Calvin, but we have no real indications of what happened to them. Was Barbara killed by monsters? The radio that night said something about kids.
Maybe she was afraid.
Patrol. There was the man with the hook. We don't think we know yet. Calvin seemed sort of straightforward. He wanted to fly. And he did.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
So Walter, it did say 2005. Which means Edith was living in this house, that for 6 years, Walter was living underneath the house while Edith was living in the house, and Edith had no idea Walter was down there. Imagine the place you grew up. If you grew up in a house, instead of, say, an apartment, imagine that one of your relatives was actually living underground underneath the house that you grew up in, and you had no idea.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
There's trash pile. Deaths are left open to interpretation. Yeah, Adam Bomb, it sure seems like they are. Deliberately left open.
Bury something that's still alive.
So he broke out from his place. You can see the wood on the tracks. Let's try not to get hit by a train.
Left. Or maybe two.
Or maybe two? Now that there's only one of us left? Or maybe two?
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
She's learning about her family.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
Beliefs are very powerful. Sometimes dangerous. Hey, Zopop, welcome back. I don't know about scared, more odd. It's all quite mysterious. The train scared me when it came. Calvin flying off the swing blew my mind. Molly turning into animals and leaping around was confusing and wonderful. I don't know if scared is the right word, though. How are you doing, Zopop? Interesting, Stephen. The way you've interpreted the deaths so far is that the thing they most desired, becoming an animal, flying, film star, have all killed them. So perhaps be careful what you wish for. Interesting. Rango still recovering from the train? Why are these chairs up in the tree?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
The self-fulfilling prophecies. She learns of her cursed family and writes it down. Does she bring the curse into her own life? city off in the distance.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Like a totem pole. Bob, glad you're loving it. I'm really into it too. And I'm glad it wasn't
But I thought you should know about your family.
over in 2 hours. Thought you should know about your family. You should know about your family. That's curious. And she said, now that I'm the last one, or maybe two. Wonder. Is Edith pregnant? Is she gonna have a child? Is she writing about the family or her own child? Yeah, since it's worth noting what Manny just said. Knight Mage, if you're thinking you might play it yourself, the whole game is the journey, so the details might greatly change the experience of
And
playing
the history
it.
you're a part of.
Hey, did you look at your feet? You can look down. Okay, what does she have on her neck? Is that a ring on a string and something else? Your feet as she walks. Ah, she does. Maybe there's a little baby bump there. Yeah, good call, Manny. I think you're right. And I might have noticed it earlier, but it's all right. Good night, Mage. I'm glad you came by. I hope you'll come back to join us. She did say she was too fat. Is that why you asked about it before? I didn't hear her say that. I don't know, Rex. I don't know if it's just the camera angle. So Milton disappeared in 03. We don't know. Edith doesn't know for sure that Milton died. And maybe that's when she said 1 or maybe 2. Maybe she was thinking of Milton. But if she was talking about not being able to crawl through a space and maybe has a little bit of a bump there. It doesn't look like much of a lighthouse off in the distance, but something. Blinking light you might find in a lighthouse. Not a bright light, not a clear beacon. And then there's a little floating dock. Maybe anchored. Must be anchored or it would have washed away. I used to swim out to a little dock like that in a lake. There our country house.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Well, Dawn certainly believed that Milton was still alive. I think it was Dawn they referred to as having never given up hope, even after 7 years. When they left the house in 2010, Milton had been missing for 7 years. But when she said maybe it would be better if these things died with me. Not just Grimm, but Something about it sounds like she might be writing to a future member of the family more
And when you
than
look at the house,
missing Milton.
had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Well, if a person disappears and is never found, alive or dead, then all you have is the year they disappeared. Could be as simple as that, Stephen. That he has a year on the family tree, like those who died. There's the swing, wound up around the tree, where Calvin went flying. That's what I'm thinking, Zopop. Maybe she's writing to her future baby. That's what it sounds like. Treehouse.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
The family with people to bury from the very beginning when they arrived here.
It's
Well-
embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
We know that Odin died on the way here. Sunk along with the old house. And was the first to be buried in the family cemetery. So why build the cemetery before even building the house? Add someone to bury. Christopher, Shadow, Oliver, Bob. Bob was the snake. We didn't see cages for all of these, but we did see a cage for a snake.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Okay. Oh, wait, we have little symbols. There's a fish, Christopher the fish, Shadow the cat. Don't see anything for Shotzi. Oliver, there's a bunny rabbit. These are many of the birds. Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Tucker, Coco, Zoe, and a number of graves with no names. Very large stone for Bailey. One that seems to have fallen over. Sign.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly Finch, born December 11th, 1937, died December 13th, 1947, with a sleeping winged kitty. Molly liked her animals. Calvin Finch, the moon and a rocket. Born April 25th, 1950, died September 23rd, 1961. Sven, born June 17th, 1915, died August 26th, 1964. His stone paired with Edie. Born April 8th, 1917, died December 5th, 2010. And a book above Edie's grave. Letters flying off the pages. Wonder if those specific letters assemble into a word or words. HUBKNITFDEC. You rearrange the letters, what would you have, I wonder? How did Edie die? Yeah, we don't know. Don't know. But we know she was there and alive the night that they left the house. Her wheelchair and her oxygen tank are still at the dining table, which we know they left in a hurry. Walter Finch, born August 26th, 1952, died March 31st, 2005. Finch is in the letters. INCH, okay. Which would leave us with UBKT, D, and E. UBKT, D, and E. Could you get out of that? Barbara Finch with a star above her grave. Born October 31st, she was born on Halloween, 1944, died on Halloween, 1960. She was a born star for Horror Star.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
You saw this in a picture, but Odin had sunk with the house into the water as they tried to bring it across from the old land. The families from Norway, and they tried to bring their house with it, but it sunk. 40-foot waves overtook it. But wait, I thought that was a boy in the boat being held. Odin and Ingeborg. Who would that have been? The beard reminds me of Walter, but if that's Odin, that's Ingeford. Who is that? Reaching out.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, is that the house? Is that a bit of the house? Did it sink that close to shore? That doesn't make sense. 40-foot waves? There wouldn't be 40-foot waves right here. Edie, Sam, and Molly. Edie and Sven. Edie and Sven. Edie and Sven. Not Ingeborg, but Edie and Sven. Okay. Okay. So Edie would have been 20. If Odin died, sunk with the house in 1937, Edie was born 17. That would have meant a young Edie and a...
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Okay.
Edie said she dreamed about the old
It is the house,
every
though.
night.
Guess the light is to keep ships from crashing into it. Did they not float the house right? There was a mention of 40-foot waves. If the waves were really 40 feet, that would be really tough. Yes, Sven built the new house. Edie, Sven, and young Molly got away. Okay, maybe Ingeborg also sunk along with Odin. Edie, Sven, and little Molly. Molly would have been just a baby that same year. Hey, Chameleon, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Goodwin was asking after you. I'm quite well today, thank you. It's a very engrossing and quiet and mysterious game. I'm quite drawn into it right now. Have you played this,
The older
Kimmy?
I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Yes, Jake, I'll go back and take a look. I can check the old house again. You said you saw a dark figure. Let's see if we can see that. Chameleon, it was fantastic. It was the Horizon finale was fantastic. Oh, it won't let me look again. I'm sorry, Jake. It won't let me look again. I might have, if you're right there, Ringo, I might have missed that. Odin moved from Norway because of the curse that had already taken in Ingeborg and his son. I might not have, if that's so, I might not have caught that at all. Dragoon, hello, hello, hello. Chameleon, I would share more of my thoughts on Horizon, but I'm really drawn into this. I don't want to split in two directions. But I'd be happy to chat about it another time or on Discord. Yep, Dragoon, it's back to the grind Monday. Gregory, Sam, and Gus. We haven't seen much about Gregory or Gus or Sam. Gregory, born January 12th, 1976, died December 19th the following year. Manny, I had seen the name going around, but it was DBA Bob who suggested this title. So I heard about it from Bob, and I knew it was out there, but I didn't really know anything about it. Sam Finch, born April 25th, 1950, died July 16th, 1983. And Gus, born June 20th, 1969, died November 8th, 1982. Chronic. Thank you for the host, Chronic. Yeah, I still need to change the Zelda alerts. I haven't done that yet. Did you say there was a Korok on Gus's headstone? Oh, no, the pinwheel. Chronic, thank you for the host. Milton Finch. Well, there you go, Stephen. They did not put a date of death on Milton's grave. His stone just says he was born May 19th, 1992. Is that a paintbrush or a torch? It looks like a very large paintbrush, maybe. A lot of children's deaths. Sanjay Kumar, born September 6th, 1966, died February 22nd, 2002. Sanjay. Sanjay is mentioned in one of the detached leaves. Is that maybe their father? Did Dawn marry Sanjay? 68 to 2016, 66 to 2002. Seems like this might have been Edith's father. Sanjay Kumar.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I
Oh,
did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Or is that a brother to Dawn? Just a reminder, I'm thinking out loud, and a lot of those are questions. But certainly don't want answers to the questions until the game provides them. So if you know what happens, please keep all that to yourself until we discover it. Lewis Finch, born December 27th, 1988. Died November 21st, 2010.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Oh, Chronic. You're better, actually. All better, getting better. Yay for that. Man, it's been a long time in the coming. I know you got some, you said you got some new meds that were finally helping. Think that's what did it? Is that working?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
There it is. 22 weeks pregnant. Confirmed. Oh, God, no. Come on. You would not want to walk on a branch like that. Come on, hop to it. Same place where Molly was catching the bird? Yes. It was out along this side of the house. In fact, we came out on that same ledge as Edith already after going through Molly's room. But yeah, Molly as the cat hopped along up into the tree house. Yep, same place. It's okay, Rain, I understand. You love the game, but you gotta sleep. You gotta do it. Sleep well, Rain. Sweet dreams. We'll see you next time. Have we been to the rooms at the very top yet? No. No, we have not. We have not been up to that. Is it a water tower? And on the far side of the house are those rooms that are built up higher and higher. Not yet. Not yet.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Little fire pit. Ashtray and a barbecue.
They were both pretty intense.
Real bearskin rug. Guitar's nice. Quiet picking. One more guitar. I'll look around the room a little more before we open this up. I have a feeling this is where we'll learn about Sam. U.S. Marines. Sam and Calvin, twins. Sam never went back in the room after Calvin died. Is that what they said? He went off, joined the Marines. But we were in the room they shared together. Canadian Goose? Well, that's both of them. Calvin and Sam. Two different striped shirts. Calvin's wearing his space helmet.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Box. Are those like duck calls and are those animal calls? Not a hunter, so I'm not terribly familiar with tools of the trade. Those look like sort of animal calls. Images of War, the photography of Sam Finch. Can't miss things, can you? I mean, like, if we open this door, if it opens... No, no, I can go back, right? Don't close. No, we're not done. Okay. Not yet. No, come on. I didn't try to go back in. The trigger for crawling in there was pretty sensitive. There are some medals. There are some medals. They're in here. Finch, number of medals. At least one says bravery. It says for military merit. Purple Heart. Dog tags. Some of his cameras. Yeah, quite a few medals, in fact. Medal of Honor. That's the freaking Medal of Honor. The one with the stars. That one. Bars.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
This was another of the sealed rooms. Look at the footsteps. Understandable. Kemi, thanks for dropping in. And I wouldn't want to spoil it for you. I hope you do get to play it sometime. I bet you'd like it. Hey, Kidzor. Welcome, kids. How you doing, man? You played through Edith Finch by chance? I do kind of wish we had a flashlight with us in a dark room like this. Kitty swiping at... airline ticket. No ticket in there, just the booklet. What are those little bags hanging from chains? Hey, right on, Geds. 200 followers today. Grats, man. A good day then, huh? Right. Let's have ourselves a look. Oh, there, I saw some of her upper arm. Those aren't, they're like arm warmers. They don't go past her elbow.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
This is cool. I can, whoa, okay, I can focus with the left stick.
What?
Smile.
Perfect.
Oh, this is so cool.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
It's really something, Gidzor. It's not like any other game I've ever played. It's the family truckster. You think you hate it now. Just wait till you drive it.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Check out the horn rim
spirit.
glasses. That's
Okay, got it.
awesome.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Yes, Chronic, I can sort of do that. So, Jay, since I missed the beginning, would you mind filling me in on the plot? It all began with the family tree. Edith, we are Edith Finch. She's 17 years old, and we now know 22 weeks pregnant. She's inherited the family house. She hasn't been back to in years. It seems that she and her great-grandmother Edie, maybe her mother Dawn, and Lewis, brother Lewis. Is there anyone else? They left quite abruptly in 2010, and she's returned to the house now with a key that she inherited through her mother Dawn's will. I did see that RZD at a previous picture. We saw the Odin Finch National Park. I didn't notice it in this sequence yet. The family came over from Norway. And Odin, who was bringing the family house on a boat, the house was being transported and was swamped by 40-foot waves, and Odin and the old house went under. But Sven, who married Edie, and with their baby Molly, they came to the place where the house is now built. Sven built the new house, and Odin was the first buried in the family graveyard. And we've been exploring the house and learning more about the family than Edith ever knew. Many rooms in the house were sealed by her mother Dawn, sealed away, barred. Sven seems to have made these wood and steel bars, and the doors were sealed even with foam. But the house is full of secret passages and memories and mysteries. And we've learned a bit about how Odin, Walter, Calvin, Barbara, Molly lived their lives and how their lives ended. Calvin and Sam were twins, and we are now finding out about Sam. Calvin had dreams of space. He wanted to fly. There he is in his space helmet. Calvin swung too high on his swing, let loose to fly, and went over the edge. the cliff next to the treehouse and the family swing. Kind of like the Winchester house. There you go. Barbara was a star of a B horror film, My Friend Bigfoot. As a child, her scream was famous. She was born on and died on Halloween. When Sven cut himself on a table saw and was rushed to the hospital, Barbara stayed to take care of Walter. Walter was hiding under his bed and she couldn't find him. Barbara was... we don't quite know. Each of the deaths are a bit mysterious, even in the telling. We don't know precisely what happened. Molly had quite the imagination, fancied herself turning into a cat, and an owl, and a shark. May have starved. Walter, having survived the night Barbara was killed, hiding under his bed, he retreated into the sub-basement, lived down in the bomb shelter, and lived 30 years down there. Seems to have finally decided to go out, and was hit by a train. But Sam...
You're right, Dad, it's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Sam was a photographer, and after his brother Charlie died, he went off to join the Marines. And until now, that's all we knew.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm
Lance.
not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with
You
my
doing,
brother
Lance?
Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
So Dawn...
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Well, I just sort of recapped it, Lance, but it's about a cursed family, maybe a cursed family, a family who believed they were cursed, came from Norway to the U.S.
Let's see.
We've been learning about the fate of everyone in the family as we explore the house. Edith has inherited the family house and is back to explore rooms she's never been in that were locked off even as she was growing up here.
Could have been.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! Proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Can't focus on his face. Oh, wait. He's moving. Oh. Oh, self-timer. I didn't know what they were doing.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
some-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Oh! Whoa.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Jeez. Wow. Sam and Dawn. The buck for the win. The buck stopped there. So, Sam. Maybe Sam and Kay. Parents of Dawn? Dawn was Edith's mother. Dawn was the one who sealed up many of the rooms. And I guess Sam was Dawn's father. Notice how Edie, the most long-lived member of the family, bottom of the tree here, and the namesake for Edith Finch, the character we're playing. As we're working our way up the tree, we did not find out about Edie. I suspect that will be last. But we still have Dawn and Gus and Gregory, Lewis and Milton. Edie. Okay, now into the crawl space. Wow, that one was... MREs, boxes of meals ready to eat. Military rations. Thank you, Sea Star. Good call. You know what? We're overdue for a second break. We are overdue for a second break. Okay, let me take a break. There's no music going in the game here. I don't know what music to play. Nothing I have goes with this game. Nothing I have ready to go. Nothing quite works. Well, let me take a brief break. This is too fun to stop now. Oh, tree music. Yeah, there you go. Tree music. I forgot. The music plays on a family tree. I'll just leave that. It's the only thing that fits. I don't have anything that fits with this. Weird Al. Yeah, exactly. Sing in the background. This train is bound for glory. Yeah, my collection's a little offbeat for this. Okay. I'll see you back here in about 5. Knowing now whose feet those
Kept you
are on the
waiting,
swing.
huh?
Really something. Hey, Tyler.